Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Good evening, Kea is gone. Can you?
Good evening, good evening. How are you?
Doing good.
Wonderful. Okay, so we are live. We're just waiting for our festival director to join. There he comes. And we're gonna go straight to it. Whilst he is joining, thank you very much and thank you to everybody who has joined us once again this evening for this series of live stream talks. So these live stream talks, they are about, we are discussing issues of the festival that is coming up, the Rustenburg Film Festival, which is coming up on the 23rd to the 26th of September this year. So we decided to do this series of workshops or online streams just to sort of begin to re-energize everybody and kick everybody back into gear, and also help in terms of giving more information about the festival that is coming up. We're always ever excited. Our festival director is here, but he looks like he is freezing once in a while. But can you hear us, sir? Mr. Malao, can you hear us? Right, he's having internet troubles. There's always something with internet in Rustenburg. I don't know why, but yeah, there's always issues there. So if you can hear us, Mr. Malao, we are having trouble connecting with you. You are freezing on the screen. So, but if you can hear us, then maybe you can turn off your video, because maybe your bandwidth can allow you to at least speak than to carry the picture. Let's try that maybe. Okay. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. So sorry for switching off your screens, your camera. I think maybe we can all do that because we can just listen to each other. So like I said, thank you very much for everybody who has joined us. So Mr. Malao, maybe you can give an intro again about the festival, and then we can start with the order of the day.
Okay. Rustenburg Film Festival, it's a film festival that is based in Rustenburg, that has been running for quite some time now. This year being 2021, we are headed for the seventh season of the festival. Throughout the years, the festival has produced a good number of filmmakers who are currently independent and are running their production companies. So how we judge the success of the festival, it's basically not by the number of attendees that we have, but it's all about the number of people that we are able to see their productions on television, and most importantly also by number of production companies. In as much as we haven't seen some of their productions on TV, but those that have started and started shooting, So this year we are going to have a jam-packed festival, and the program is amazing. It has a whole lot of new workshops and seminars, and we tried to cater for different target markets, those that are beginners into the industry and those that have been in the industry. And those that have been in the industry, we will cater for them with a lot of master classes and also industry discussions. Yeah, that's how I can sum it up, Mr. B.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a very good sum. And you mentioned interesting things, like the festival is going to cater for basically whether you are a new entrant into the filming industry or you have been, in the industry for some time. It is interesting that we will try by all means to cater for both those. We have one of our guest panelist today who is in the studio. We are going to talk to you soon, Kopano. Kopano is one very energetic young man who has, I'm sure, been with the festival for some time and is doing great work now. We're going to get to him. But before we do that, Mr. Kea, just as a highlight, maybe, what about the masterclasses, for example? Let's just briefly talk about that.
Yes, the writing masterclass and the directing masterclasses. Those are going to be quite interesting because we are trying to, we're actually in the process of securing film writers and film director masterclass.
Okay, I'm having trouble hearing you now. I don't know whether it's just me or I don't know if my core coordinator, are you also having some troubles? Mr. Malao, are you there? Because this side, on my side, you're frozen. I don't know if my core coordinator can hear you properly.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
But you keep
freezing this side. I don't know.
Okay, maybe in the meantime, just while you are sorting yourself out, I'm gonna jump in and add Kopano. Kopano, good evening. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much, sir. How are you guys?
We are good. You sound like you've got better internet. Maybe we can turn on our videos and see each other for a change,
Yeah, no, I got fiber here. I got fiber this side.
You see, people with fiber.
Yeah.
Where are you, Kopano?
No, I'm in Brits now. But the thing is, my audio, I swapped the clip, I swapped the video, so I don't know how I should swap it back so that you can see me. I don't know what I did, but yeah.
Yeah, we see Red Bull and and then he jumps out. That was Kopano. Mr. Kea. Is he coming back? Let's see. He is back.
Is he back? Cool.
Yeah, you are back, Mr. Kopano. But there is fiber in breads, you're saying?
No, I'm kidding. Like, I'm using rain here. I don't know, but I'm at the place where the quality of the network it's proper.
Okay, wonderful. Maybe whilst we are there, just give us a brief intro about yourself, what do you do in the industry and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, my name is Kopano Molokwane. Yeah, so I'm a creative actually. So basically what I do, I come up with concepts, put them down, submit, and then then I shoot. So how it started, it's I did obtain my diploma in Cape Town International Film School, which is now Peninsula University in Cape Town. So yeah, we did the film and television production diploma. That's where I got it from. So how I got into the industry officially, it was
Officially.
officially, yes, because we are like under carpet, Professor Big, through the Mr. Kea's film festival, those old film festival around 2000 and I forgot 13 or was it 14, somewhere around
Mm,
there. We used to
mm,
attend, yeah. So, but how I started getting into the mainstream, it was through I Blew It. There's a show I started with reality shows. So I Blew It. We are on the fourth season now. We're gonna do the fourth season this year, and then I also created another one called Ingani Yam, also playing
uh-huh.
on 161 Nzanzi Magic. So basically, I've been into the reality side of things into TV. Ngiyangithola. So, but then
Yeah.
lately again, because now I've been a film, a movie person from way back, but then, it was kind of like a difficult. We've been shooting movies, submitting for licensing, but the money was not good. The money is not always good that side. Yeah, well,
Mm,
so that's
mm.
when I turned to reality, came up with ideas, submitted to portal, and then yeah, it turned out to be very successful in that department. But now lately, I also did two films which played commission films. We were doing the licensing, but at least the
Yeah.
commission films for 161, they give you something. Yeah, so we did two movies, Ipela Lase Foslo, and another one called Bafana Ba Bruno. They did very well as well because the ratings came out. Apparently, the past three movies that played before us, we beat them by more than 50% in terms of viewership. They like the story so
Wow.
much. Hmm. Until until even yesterday, I got the email from Channel saying they putting my company into the high. I think they call them high what Zanzi films, whereby the budget
Uh-huh.
is I must submit more movies to get a bigger budget than I got last time. I want so yeah. So now into the film space, at least in trying. So I need to get experience in producing more movies so that we got to I can be able to do the 13 part episodes. I'm told. So
Yeah.
so yeah. So now I'm still in these short films, the 1 hour, the ones that are playing on Saturdays. Yeah, commissioned
Uh-huh.
ones. Like as we are saying now, I'm with my writer now. KB just went out. We're busy
Uh-huh.
coming up with stories so that I can submit. So I submit more than 10 films, more than like we submit a lot of shows, even films. I'm even used to being rejected. So when you reject one or two stories of mine, I
Yeah.
don't get it because I know another one will come. Yeah, one.
Ah, that's the spirit. I like your spirit.
Yeah.
People don't understand in our industry that you get a lot of no's, and the no's are not necessarily a bad thing all the time because sometimes it's just not what the channel is looking for.
It's
That's
looking
it.
for, yes. Because it's not like the stories that we submit are not dope. They're fresh. But like I was like, okay, I know the channel wants stories that are more family orientated. The whole family must be able to watch because it's a family channel. So and then you will find that we come up with stories that are deep. They have those dramas, the rape scenes, the fighting, the
Mm,
killing, scaring, all those hardcore. When you are a filmmaker, sometimes you wanna be hardcore, but then you can't work for it doesn't work for TV straight up. You must go for Netflix or Showmax or cinema, which that takes a long time, or whereby they need maybe more experienced guys in that way. But then if you wanna go the TV route first, you
mm.
must be family friendly in the beginning. Be light. Even though they will say, but your movies like, but that's what they want. They want the whole family to watch. So, but then your light mustn't be boring as well. They must see, hore,
Mm,
actually, this person has a potential. Like we grab that action, emotion, the all the elements that a movie from cinema has. You do have, even though we have them on a lighter scale. You get what I'm saying?
mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So what I do is I submit more, knowing if you submit 5, I at least one inyana or 2, you'll get a call back for presentation, and then you pitch. Maybe they will take 1. You see, even on the reality side of things. So I
Yeah.
keep submitting. I keep trying to come up with it. The aim is to get to the level whereby we are able to just shoot and then get equipment for to be able to shoot for Netflix or whatever, because they need a specific, obviously, equipment and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so now from my side, yeah, I have my own. I've been also investing in equipment as well, because when you own a production company and then you don't own things, you're gonna work on a loss. So the more you own, the more at least you'll start to make money. Because there's no direct money that comes to you as a director or whatever. And then but when you own stuff, you make double what you were gonna make if you just come and you just direct things. And then from my side,
Mm.
how I got in terms of directing the realities and the movies, it's not like even now, nobody can call me saying, "Hey, I want you to direct," unless it's those upcoming guys that are whatever. But then I created my own opportunity, because obviously
Mm.
they're not gonna, no one was gonna call me because nobody knew who I was. So what we need to
Mm.
I wasn't gonna say, okay, I'm a director and I'm waiting for people to call me. I started creating my own thing. So all the stuff that I'm directing, it's stuff that I created.
Wow.
So I'm
Wow.
hiring myself basically.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hey, yeah, thank you so much for that, Kopano. I think whoever is watching this series, this live stream, is encouraged by your words. There's one thing that I pick up, actually, a number of things that I pick up from what you are saying is number one, you get a lot of rejections. So you are putting in story after story. Like you mentioned, sometimes you submit 10 stories and you just throw them in there. There are some, filmmakers that would stick to that one story and they get so attached to that one story and they go and pitch it in, with broadcasters. And when they get rejected, they get discouraged, but I mean, if to increase the chances of a broadcaster saying yes to your story, you've got to produce a number of stories which they can go through and they can see, and like, okay, story number 1 doesn't work for us, but story number 3 can work. Story number 5 can work. So I like that you are busy, and I also like that you are not afraid and you're not being discouraged by people saying no to you. I would like to encourage you that and say keep it up. That is brilliant.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, we
Yeah.
mustn't get
No,
too attached to a story, because you will give up so many things. Because people
yeah,
get attached to ideas, and then there's no new idea in the world. It's about who's doing it first. One.
absolutely.
So the people have the same ideas out there. And then when I will
Yeah.
think, oh, mine is special, nobody have never heard it somewhere, but there's somebody somewhere. But it's about who's gonna do it quicker than you, or who has maybe more connections, if there are, though they do have. But then it's about who's putting it more work to make it possible first. So don't get attached.
Mm,
When you get attached,
wonderful.
you'll get heartbroken in the
But oh,
yeah.
hater.
Yes, because it's difficult to even secure your idea. They just changed 2 paragraphs. They changed the world of the story. They changed the
Mm,
characters' names. They changed the theme, and then but it's your story. But then
mm,
it's gone. So it's even difficult to to
yeah.
to secure
Yeah.
your stories. Hence, you must be able to uh, watch movies, obviously, to reference and then to get ideas to see what other guys are doing, and then inspire yourself from stories, and then yeah, come up with ideas, meet up with the writers. I'm with my boy here, KB. He's one of the upcoming
Mm,
writers. I come up with the ideas, and then we sit down, we break them down, and then they writing. But now they always in the house, and then start writing, and then they send me the draft. Then obviously I do the changes, we do the treatment, we submit. It's not like I'm the actual writer, but I come up with ideas. I see these things because I'm always out there meeting the guys. So living out there. So but now I bring stuff because what I like about myself, or what I came up to be, is being able to come up with stuff say long hore di na le bo commercial, like di na le strata. So what I do, I know hore I always think about the audience when I come up with a story. Hore, will I watch this? Who's gonna watch this thing? So I don't do stories for myself anymore. I do them for the people. Okay, no, this one, banaba, say it's a 2000. E re ke ba kwalle something. I told her this one's is for or what are the older guys, so we accommodate. So I always think of the audience when I come up with stories and ideas. Yeah, thank you so much.
And the thing is, and you say something very interesting when you say you think of the audience. I've always asked this question to filmmakers: who has the audience? You're putting it rightly because you're saying you think of the audience, but you understand that you actually don't have the audience. The audience is with a particular broadcaster. A broadcaster is the one who answers to their audience. So a broadcaster knows that their audience likes this kind of story. They like lighthearted, they like romance for that slot. So as a filmmaker, one needs to learn to fit into, in fact, one needs to study the broadcaster. You cannot just go to, yeah, absolutely. You cannot just go to SABC 3 right now and you want to pitch a certain concept that is set in, in breads with two guys, and whatever, and that's the language even, but you are pitching it to SABC 3. You need to understand what SABC 3 stands for. You need to understand what Mzansi Magic wants, the kind of stories that they want. So that's the issue of the audience, And sorry, I'm going to let you go because I know you're a very busy man. But before I let you go, Kopano, tell me now, let's bring it home in terms of the Rustenburg Film Week, Rustenburg Film Festival. Because I know you were one of those that once joined. When was it? It was Buchanala Film Week a long time ago. Yeah. How has it been? Like, do you think that the festival did anything towards your success right now? Did it connect you to any particular people? Did it teach you how to navigate the industry? Is there anything that you can sort of point to and say, I think that I was assisted there?
Yes, I would say for sure. It assisted me so much because obviously when we started going to the Bujanana Film Week, it was I was already done with my diplomas and whatever from school, and then the disadvantage is with people from our province, and then you'll find out I was studying in Cape Town. So you must understand when you're done in Cape Town, you must go back home. Where's home is Brights, it's Northwest. There's nothing happening in terms of the film industry from around that time. So it's like you'll be you'll be alone. Like you go to that industry, you end up regretting as if you wasted your parents' money. So it was so much depressing. Whereby when the film week came, obviously you were the one who had an idea what Hugo Brabik and the other guests were talking about, and then from all those lessons, especially the directing lessons, I remember what's that guy's actor, that short guy, what's his name?
Wandile.
Wandile as well.
Yeah.
So I remember because when I like people whom when they give a lesson, they don't just do a paper lesson. They tell a journey, their journey, and then from the way you guys were telling those lessons, it's like actually it's possible. These guys, this is how they did it, and then they ended up being where they are because of the journeys that they took. So with those lessons, it built us, and then at least it also assisted us in terms of, at least there are people who are interested in films or whatever in the province. So it was a networking for us as well. We also ended up doing a short film, Sinyana. I was a DOP at this other film, even though I'm no longer a DOP. Yeah. But then we started doing things with other filmmakers that we didn't know. So the film festival, it was not just only about the lessons, but also the networking with the filmmakers in the province, which is great because we end up not knowing each other if ever we don't meet like this. Because around that time, the industry was not big or growing like it is now currently. It was a big enough. So yeah,
Yeah.
so it assisted so much. So the most important part is networking, and then obviously motivation from the lessons that we're getting. So it gave us hope basically. Oh, okay, yes, there are people who can assist us going out there, and then the industry. But then, if you're a filmmaker, the other thing that kept me going or kept me whatever, it's that you must be a visionary. We see things in advance. We saw the world is gonna go digital. Young Tola. So the film or the audio visual will grow because people obviously will be using their phones in the future. So audio visual is gonna grow. Even though around that time when we were finishing 2006, 2007, you were regretting, hoping that, I wish I did IT, I wish I studied HR, because people are getting work in the offices. And then when you couldn't get work because it was the only place where you're gonna get job was by SABC. And then it was those old guys that were working there. You can't get job for SABC as a camera or as it was difficult unless you are from Josie, always around there and whatever. So we ended up shooting the weddings and whatever. But then as times goes, so the Facebook, the YouTube, so the industry was opening up, and then that's why we also get opportunities. Big up to MultiChoice. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Multiple choice they played quite a big role in most of the filmmakers' lives. Mr. Malao, I think you are here. Thank you so much, Kopano. If you can still hear us, I see you've dropped out of the studio, but I'm sure you can hear us. Thank you very much for your time that you spent. He is a very busy young man. He is writing as we speak right now. Yeah? Whilst we are in lockdown, he's he's using that time to continue and further his cause. Let me see if Mr. Malao, are you still there, sir?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes. I'm sure you heard Kopano if you were listening in. A very energetic young man, and he's obviously very grateful for the part of the journey in his professional career where he interacted with the Bujanala Film Week. Where he interacted with you. I don't know if you've got any more words to add about him specifically.
Yeah, no, we as the festival, Runa, we are very excited, for him and all his achievements. So what? And besides us being in the festival, from time to time, we engage on a different things. The other day he invited me on his set in Joburg. I went in there, I popped in. I must say I was quite impressed. Everything on his set was just on point. It was like I was entering a Hollywood set, my man. So yeah, and yeah. Yeah, so
Oh man.
yeah,
Kopano,
when you get
I wish
into those big sets and
you see big lights you've never seen before.
Yeah, and you even get scared to ask for water, my man. You know, like, hey, who am I gonna ask for water here? You know, the
Yeah,
set
you know
itself
what,
it's
Kia?
intimidating.
You know what, Mr.
Yeah,
Malao, while you are there, and I see Kupano has come back, and I just want to allow before he goes back, because he said he's busy, so we don't want to take too much of his time. If anybody is watching us via,
yeah.
Facebook or YouTube, and you want to drop in a question quickly for Kupano, please do that. We will ask for 5 more minutes of his time just to attend to your to your questions. But whilst you are maybe drafting your questions, I want Kopano to tell us, how did you conceptualize I blew it? Did you win a lotto and then something went wrong and then hey, I've got a concept here?
No, like I said earlier, Jorge, I'm in the street. Kawan. So as a boy from Kokasi, so what I've realized, especially during the time when the reality TV was like growing, reality TV is growing, things are
Mm,
happening out there. So what I did is I programmed my mind all the time. I wanted to come with something. There were shows that I was conceptualizing, writing, and whatever. So the more you think of trying, putting your mind in terms of coming up with ideas or whatever, something will come.
mm,
You must train. I train my mind like that. But in terms of I blew it, another scenario is that one of my friends, my friend, which actually I shot a pilot of Vele Uwine Lotto, and then a life changed drastically. Angtola, we were just normal. And then after the winning, he won 1.8. He was working in one of the firms in Brest, quit job, and then a life was like top. It was fun. It was fun. And then from that background to the fun part, and then after the money was finished, it
mm,
was very sad. So I saw, and then as a filmmaker, I always say, okay, when somebody comes and say, I have a story, whatever, okay, I just tell them, okay, how does your movie start, and then what happening in the middle, and then how does it end? The ending part is
mm.
most important. I want so
Yeah.
the story of the money, getting the money, starting with nothing, getting the money, living the high life, and then ending up with nothing, which is that emotional roller coaster. I saw in multi choice, they call their genre of reality the emotainment. So it had all those elements.
Mm,
It had the
mm,
elements. These stories are this guy. Actually, let me see. I want to do a pilot. It was easy because he was my friend. I did a pilot there, and I got a boy. We're gonna sell it. Like stories are so powerful. I need to make a show. Actually, we did a pilot. It was dope. That's why I ended up directing from first season because it's not easy to start directing or for a channel to trust you in terms of directing whatever. But luckily, I knew because I created the show and then I knew what kind of questions I wanted because I've done the pilot before. So it was
mm.
I blew it. It's I can even do it after sleeping at 5 a.m. It's in the blood. I know the questions. I know how to make someone cry. Like Kore, and that I blew it. It's personal. So because I saw the storyline, especially the Lotto story. Yeah, so
Mm.
that's how it came. And then it was not I blew it. The I blew it name came a bit later on. I used to call it money problems.
Money what? Money problems.
Problems, yeah. And
I must say, I blew it. I blew it is a beautiful title. It's very enticing. It's very attractive, and it gives you
yeah,
an idea.
yes. Then the Blue name came a bit later on stage. Well, yeah, but then yeah, that's how it came about. It was a true story, especially the second episode that played on the first season. And then the guys
Mm.
obviously after thinking about that guy, the Lotto story, and then I started obviously seeing a lot of people. The inheritance stories, the rough stories. everybody everywhere knows somebody, even though you are not friends or related or anything, but you've heard of somebody who misused their funds. So yeah, that's
Absolutely.
basically how it came. So it's more of training your mind to try to think of something. Only when you go to sleep, sometimes I like going to sleep because it's where I start living my world. I get into that world of trying to put because apparently they say the more you think of something, you end up dreaming of something similar to whatever that you wanna. So I think of trying to come up with ideas. Then I end up dreaming some of them because
Mm, mm.
so yeah, it's a coca. See, I blew it, and then yeah.
Wonderful. I have a question here. I don't know who this person is, but they're saying, what's next for you? Do you have another series that you've planned? I know you mentioned 2 films, but is that all? What is next? What are you next on the plate?
Okay. Yes, like now, as you saw the business, we submitting 10 films again before the 12th of July. We submitting on multi-choice because of that email that we got. So it's more movies. I'll be doing more movies, and then we're doing Inganiami season 2 now. We on it.
Mm-hmm.
We in production on that. So we just stopped for this week in terms of this COVID thingy. And then we also just signed another contract for I Blew It season 4. You know, and
Wow.
then, yes. And then again, there's I Blew It also born another show, ne? But I can't reveal much. I'm not going to reveal the name, which is
Yeah.
sponsored by Old Mutual. So
Wonderful.
there's another show that is born by I Blew It,
Mm-hmm.
which it's an AFP. It will be sponsored by All Mutual. So it's the one that will be working from next month. So next month is I Blew It season 4, the show that I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about, and then the finishing of Ingania. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously pitching more ideas. There's 3 shows that we are pitching because multi-choice is no longer, you're no longer gonna pitch to one panel of guys. You pitch to the commissioning editors, you pitch to management, you pitch to CEO, you push 3 times. So we on a management level of 2 other shows that we submitted. So lately, what I do is I don't skip 3 months without putting in something in a portal. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
that's how I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then there's pilots that I'm doing. There's a pilot that we are shooting on Monday that we wanna submit with Mlindo, the vocalist. He's gonna do. He'll be presenting another show that they asked me to come and shoot for them in Lindo and Boss Java. It's a musical stroke reality type of show, and then yeah, obviously collaborating with other guys as well. So yeah,
Wow.
I submit. We come up because the more you skip, because how we do as in freelancers, like now, if I submit now in January, what's the month now? June, July. It's not like
July.
it's a work. Yeah, it's the work that if the whole thing goes well, it's especially in terms of reality, it's something that we'll be working on for next year around May or around around April. So we plan for now the stuff that I'm submitting. I'm thinking of next year. One because like I know we've got season 4, I Blew It and that other show, but by December we'll be done shooting or January will be done because it's 5 months this project. But then in the next months you need to get something. So already we're thinking ahead. We don't wanna end up staying at home. Hence I'm investing more in equipment so that if nothing is coming and then I'm able to shoot whatever that I can because equipment is available.
Absolutely. That's a very, very good direction to take, having your own equipment, because then you're not controlled that much. And then you can also begin to have content that you own, full IP on, because, of course, we understand commissioned content, how it works. So, yeah, look, Kopano, I am very proud of you. I think I somebody shared your picture with me, and then I remembered. I think it was at Where we met was at the recreation center during those times where we used to hold the film week at the recreation center.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I remembered. So I am very, very proud, and that is what we stand for. Is to develop the upcoming generation so that they can continue. Now you are telling us that you have got other people that you are working with, that you are also bringing in and grooming into becoming writers and whatnot. That's the whole idea. The whole idea is to keep growing, grow others while you're at it. So truly, truly appreciate you. I don't know if Kea is still with us. He can add a word or two, and then we can let you go.
Yes. No. I'm really proud of Kopano, and I think he has forgotten to mention something here. I know he started a program at Okasi in Brett. That happens during weekends where he brings all the youth, and then he starts training them for acting and all those things, so that he prepares them, so that when he's got a film to shoot, he can just pick up actors from the pool that he trained. That's amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I forgot about that. So what I did was, obviously when I was doing I Blew It, we have other reenactments on the show whereby we dramatize the story that the people are telling. So you'll find that there's guys kokasi because sometimes I would come and shoot more brights because of it's difficult to get other locations, Ojozi or what a budget that's in. I will come for okay, I need a hospital. I know when I'm home I can quickly get a clinic because I know you are one. So offices, whatever, I can get most of the things. That's why I end up coming here. So it was like, okay, I come up with the actor from Kojozi and not utilize guys from home. But then when I call the guys from home to come and be part of our thingy, our production, they end up not understanding obviously the how we do things on set, the so basically the idea came up with I'm preparing the guys for auditions because when they think acting, oh, I have a skill and whatever, and then you see what actually they're not on that level because now we on a level whereby we don't wanna keep on directing or teaching people how to not to like the obvious stuff or the most important rule, never look at the camera, whatever. So we teaching them those things for what to expect when they are on set. So next time when we do a Blew It, or when there's auditions somewhere, they have the confidence and then they can actually go out there and do the monologue, do whatever that is needed. And then they take it from there. We just giving them that platform for a let's assist each other. I don't want to come here with a professional production and then I get the actors and then they're not on the level that I want. And it's like, okay, I'm going to cut everybody. I'm not longer going to take. So what I need to do, let me train them. And then those who are serious, they will stay on the program until when we finish. Those who are not serious, they will eliminate themselves. And then, yeah, that's why we started.
Thank you very much for that. So he added that gear, and yeah, no, truly, truly, is a wonderful young man. Yeah, and we appreciate him for that.
Absolutely. No, he's been doing very well, and uh, it would be quite interesting as well as we go on through this program to also get to hear from other success stories of the participants of the festival. So Kopano is one of them, and the festival is really proud of him.
Thank you so much, Kopano. We truly appreciate your time, my man. We are going to let you go now to attend to your stories.
No, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Cheers.
Sure, my brother. Thank you.
Sure.
Wow, Mr. Kea. So whilst we are there, we can talk about then the key mandates of the Rustenburg Film Festival. I think as just we round it up, maybe we can then go back. It was very good that we had Kopano, because that way, you know, when we are speaking about these things, we are not just speaking from nowhere. We have got people who can attest to what we are talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the key mandates of the festival are not complicated. We know why we exist. We know our mission, and we know exactly where we want to go. We know we've got three key mandates here: to develop, to connect, and to promote. So this is what we intend to do. This is how we intend to help people. You know, when we say develop, it will take you from nowhere. I mean, from people who know nothing, you know, and we develop them. As soon as they are developed, then we connect them in the industry, you know, and we also go a long way also in promoting them and their work within the industry. So it's very simple, but it's challenging. Um, these three key mandates actually, they, you know, when we thought of them, we sort of thought of where we exist in Rustenburg in the Northwest Province, and we were sort of answering a question that says, why do we have to have so many of the our talent leaving our province for Gauteng or for KZN to go and enter the industry? And the sad reality was that they would go in there and they would not even know which doors to knock at when they get to those provinces, you know. So we sort of then said, okay, fine, let's create a platform uh, that will enable them to be at home, to be in the Northwest, to be in Rustenburg, and we can bring all those doors that they need to knock at when they get to Johannesburg, closer to them. And it is in that week where we have that intense program of developing them, connecting them, and promoting them. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. No, absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with you there. And in terms of promotion as well, I think there is also another leg of the Rustenburg Film Festival. You are very passionate about developing the entire province, but more as a film destination.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, we we really want to begin to attract film investors into the province. You know, because if you think about it, we've got so many untouched locations which have never been seen on TV. And only if our people this side can really have the courage to begin to tell their own stories from their own locations, you know, it would be nice, because that will be giving the industry something new that they've never seen. I mean, the other day, Mr. B, we went to film in Taung. There were so many beautiful locations that I personally had never seen before. I mean, there was a place called Haditsweni, and there was another, I forgot that place, where uh, water was just sprinting out of the mountain, you know.
Tomeng.
So, Tomeng, you know. So there are many stories that can really come out of that, you know. So that's why I strongly believe that we have to tell our stories to the world, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, and well, speaking of the world, we currently have submissions for films. You know, submission of films into the festival, which is currently open, and of course, we would like filmmakers to submit their films and sort of showcase in the platform. When a film is selected by the festival, then it goes into the festival's screening schedule, and obviously it goes into a formal program. And in the festival, like you said, there will be people, top people with influence that will be there when they watch these films. Sometimes films are picked up in festivals. Like I remember my first theatrical release film, Safe Bet, was picked up when I screened it at Durban International Film Festival. And then one gentleman from Stekineko happened to have been in the room watching. And after that, he said, look, this film, we can release it in our cinemas. So hence the importance why we're saying filmmakers should submit their films and get their films in the official festival programming. Do you want to maybe talk to that as well, Mr. Malao? Just maybe tell us. I see here we've got top 5 countries that are submitting, but South Africa is not leading, you know. Apparently Spain is leading, and yet this festival is happening in South Africa.
Yes, absolutely. Well, clearly, this festival has shown that there is a serious appetite on it. I mean, if we thought we were making a local film festival and it had to gain so much traction, where we see now that filmmakers from Spain are submitting, Brazil, France, and Germany. I mean, that's big, that's massive, you know. And but then the sad reality of it is that we've got a lot of filmmakers from Spain that are leading. We thought South Africa would have submitted a lot of films by now. However, there's still a chance for them to submit, and then we'll see next week when the submission closing date comes to an end, how far South Africa would be. But I still have confidence that our local filmmakers are going to submit, because I've spoken to a few. Some have been calling me, and I've been directing them to our submission link. Yeah.
Wonderful. So let me just share that again. Let me go rather to the emails, right? If you look through these emails, we have an email for film submissions there. It says submissions@rustenburgfilm.co.za. You can pop us an email there just quickly to express interest and just tell us that, hey, I'd like to submit my film. And then maybe you don't have the link. What we can do is we can email you back with a link. So please just send through something there, and then we're going to give you directions in terms of how you can submit your film. We are closing, the submission for films are closing on the 9th of July. So if you're out there and you're still thinking, I'm yet to submit my film, you have up until the 9th of July. That is next week, Friday. By end of business day, next week, Friday, the submissions would have closed, because we must then move on to another part of the festival and start getting our judges to judge the content.
Yeah, I think we need to stress it that as soon as the 9th hits and you have not submitted your film, you might as well forget, because there's no manga business. everything, the dates, everything have been well planned. That is why we have given filmmakers so much time to submit their films. So and most importantly, we're not accepting any memory sticks or DVDs or anything like that. Everything is online. Yeah.
Yeah. And I must say, I have been looking at some of the submissions, particularly from locally from South Africa. We have very good films, interesting films, documentaries, short films. I don't think we have any feature film from South Africa as yet. No, we do have one, and we do have quite a number of TV movies, also known as made for TV movies locally. So that is quite encouraging. So we have quality submissions. So it's not like we won't have anything to show. We have something to show, but obviously, the more submissions we get from our own people, then we are able to create a festival that is well focused on those people. So that's why we are encouraging everybody to just keep submitting their films. Just to reiterate, Mr. Malao, on the dates once again before I let you go of the festival, just so that we can remind filmmakers those dates. Thursday we start. So Thursday is usually the opening night, right? So Thursday we open with the opening night, go screen a film, and then from there we go. The festival starts Friday with workshops and everything else that happens Friday, Saturday, through up to Sunday. So basically, it's a jam-packed 3 days, because I mean the Thursday is more like the opening night. So, but Friday is when the daily activities now actually start. Do you want to just, in closing, just highlight that program?
Yes, I think you've sort of touched on it. Like you say, on Thursday is the opening night, and then on Friday and Saturday we are going to have a lot of workshops, and on Friday we'll have industry sessions where we are going to have different institutions that are focused on the film industry, uh, having panel discussions. At the same time, we are going to be having your Writers 101, that would be a workshop for beginners, and which also goes on to have like your film budgeting and film financing workshop and seminar. And then on Sunday, that's the day that we are going to wrap up. And on Sunday, I know that we will be, one of the big things that are going to be happening on Sunday is that directing masterclass will be coming to an end. But then most importantly, on Saturday the 25th, we are going to be handing out the awards for the winning film. Now, all those films that are being submitted, there will be some that will be selected for the competition, and then an award will be handed over to the winner of that competition. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, thank you so much for another a very good live stream for today. We truly, truly appreciate everybody who managed to join through today. I think this is it. These are a series of live streams that we are bringing just to keep everybody in the know in terms of the festival, where it's going, just to keep updated there. So we truly appreciate those that are watching and those that will watch the stream afterwards. We really, really appreciate. These are the different contact platforms for our social media. You can follow us on Instagram. and also on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can catch these broadcasts in case you miss it and you are busy. You can always come back to it. So please follow us on those platforms. We use that, and then very soon our updated website will be up and running to give you more information even, and also an opportunity to register to attend the film festival. Thank you very much. I think from me, those would be my final words. If you've got any final words, Mr. Malao, you can say, and then we can let everybody go.
Yeah, no, thanks everyone who has been attending this session. We will be continuing with this session in the next week, and we'll be sharing more information about the industry and the festival, and we will have more people that we are going to be sharing industry knowledge with. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Happy Friday. Please stay safe. The numbers are still increasing, you know. We are not yet out of the woods. So please stay safe, sanitize, social distance. This thing is real. We forgot to say, but today we were saddened by a loss of one of our top filmmaker brothers who we sadly lost last night. We are so heartbroken. I mean, a very promising young man in the industry. Yeah, but now he's gone. So yeah, it's tough. But otherwise, thank you very much to everybody, and we hope to see you at the festival. But these streams are going to continue. So if you keep on the lookout from our festival page and you see a stream, do share it and do tell others to join in. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend and stay safe.